Hey everybody, before we get into our review of The Joker, I just want to let you know about our sponsor. It's a film called Sir John A. and the Curse of the Antiquenched. It's a fun film. You can check it out on iTunes, Amazon, wherever you get your movies. Check out curseoftheantiquenched.com. All right, I'm hitting the timer for our 10-minute Joker review now. Matt, what'd you think of The Joker?
Not enough Batman.
Right?
Not enough Batman. I think we could have all needed more Batman in the Joker movie.
I will say spoilers. This will be spoilers ridden. Tiny bit of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Tiny Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Tiny little bit of tiny Bruce Wayne. No, I'm not. You know what? It's maybe a good thing. Actually, to me, I actually found it was too much Batman. Because let's be honest. How many times do we need to see Thomas and Martha die on screen?
That's actually a mandate by Warner Brothers and DC that every time you do Batman or some type of Batman.
It is not. You're joking.
No, I'm 100% serious. So it's a mandate that for some person somewhere, this is the first experience with Batman they've ever had. And so the origin has to be included.
But that's so dumb.
Dude, I know. I'm like, everybody knows.
Oh my God. Like,
it's like Spider-Man, right?
Right?
Like, how many times do we see the Spider-Man origin?
But we just twice. Because the third time they skip over it. Because they're like, they know it already. We've already done it twice.
Yeah, no, but twice in the films, and then we've had comics,
TV
and we've
shows.
had
Yeah,
everything,
absolutely.
right?
I still think that part, like, I knew where we were in the timeline. I'm like, his parents are alive. They're going to die eventually. I did think, and I was hoping I would be wrong, that Joker was actually going to kill his parents, kind of like old school 1989. But I'm glad it didn't.
It has to be someone random. That's what
it
Batman
sort of
mythos.
was, but at the same time, it's still part of the movement, which I was like, you didn't really need. I thought that part, I was like,
That should have. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the film. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, and like
I liked it.
Yeah, like
it wasn't like the best movie ever, but I enjoyed it while I was watching. It's a very slow film.
Yeah, I don't know. Like everybody's saying, I don't know. Maybe me. I don't know. I love DC Comics and everything, and I've read a lot of them. For me, I saw every single beat coming. I heard somebody say a review. They hit the nail on the head. They said it feels like a cover song of a cover song, and because like they know some of the comics, they know some of the things, and there's bits in the movie that just, for me, they just don't fit. And if he's like 35, let's say,
yeah, okay, that was the other thing. Like, how old is this guy?
And only then he's starting to like go crazy, and because of society, man, I don't buy that. The Joker is, for the origin stories, he's either has to be psychotic from birth, which would have been a cool way to tell it that this guy is psychotic from birth. He gets off on the fact that like he's being put down, like the way he like pouted, like, you know, like, you made fun of me. The Joker would never do that. He would do that and use that to manipulate somebody else into getting something or murdering somebody.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like they just they read a few comics, like pages of comics, and then they extrapolated out things they wanted to do.
See, I didn't mind this
watched
Joker.
a few Scorsese movies, and they're like, oh, let's do that, but the Joker.
I mean, that's what it is. It's King of Comedy.
King of Comedy and Taxi Driver.
Yeah, well, yeah. I had heard back in the day that Martin Scorsese was supposed to be attached to this picture.
Yeah. I think they were just they're saying that because they're ripping off Martin Scorsese so much in this film that they're like, we got to attach him somehow.
I liked the movie. I didn't love the movie. I didn't hate the movie. I thought the movie actually has a pretty realistic kind of way of portraying someone with mental disabilities. In some way, obviously, like, there's some aspects of it. Obviously, it's like a little too much. For the longest time, I hated the love interest story until I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Like, the whole time, I'm like, this is stupid. This doesn't make sense. Why would they add that in there?
You didn't catch on right away?
I was hoping that that's what it was.
Okay. I was like, this is 100% what it is.
Because it threw me off at first. I'm like, something's off.
The lighting changes when.
Does it?
Yeah, when he's.
I didn't notice the lighting change. See what I mean? Like, I had expectations, so when it happened, I hated it, and I'm like, I hope I'm not right.
Because at the start of the film, when he goes into the show and he does that whole thing, the lighting changed right away. I was like, oh, they're showing you something here. And then,
well, I knew by showing that shows like delusions of, you know, what he sees and what he's imagining. So when the woman shows up, I was like, okay, you know what? I hope I'm right in terms of, I hope that this is all in his head. And it was like finally made aware when he walks into the house. I was like, okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I would have hated it if they stuck to that. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm happy with that. But then the other side is like, I was hoping I was wrong about him being like Batman parents killer.
Yeah.
So I like those choices that they made.
So yeah, I don't know. There's elements of it. I do feel like a Joker movie doesn't exist without Batman. And
I think it could have. There's also maybe I kind of have a feeling that maybe this is not the Joker we're used to. This is a Joker like the original guy, whereas the real Joker that we know in the comics is actually someone that comes later, kind of inspired by this actual delusional dude.
I don't know. Like
I don't know. I did like the laughing.
Yeah, he got that well. So that's what I mean. As much as I'm shitting on it, Joaquin Phoenix is great in it.
He is. He's very good in it. I love the way that the movie makes you feel uncomfortable.
I didn't feel that uncomfortable. I don't know why, but like I saw every story beat coming because they just
Really?
pulled from a lot of comics.
I don't know a lot about all I knew is a little bit of the Killing Joke aspect of him being a comedian. I knew a lot about, the King of Comedy. It follows very much
And the
beat
Killing
for
Joke
beat.
though, like that's the first few pages, and then
Exactly. That's
and
just
then
really
he shoots Barbara Gordon in the spine, like
That's
Batgirl.
later on. Though.
Yeah,
I know what
in the
Killing
comic-
Joke is, but in the comics,
comic-
he's like trying comedian back in the
Yeah,
day.
and then he falls into the pit of acid and gets beat up or something.
So I think if you took it away from what it is as in terms of a DC Joker story, I think it's a cool story. I think Joaquin Phoenix was too old for the role because like at one point when he's talking to Thomas Wayne saying like, oh, you think you're my father? I'm like, dude, they look the same age.
right?
Like, what is going on here? This
So
is
what,
bizarre.
Thomas Wayne, when he was like 12, fathered a
Right?
kid. Like,
Was I the only one? I was like, this is a little off. Like, this man looks 45.
I'm glad they didn't go that direction. I guess it makes sense that because he is delusional.
Yeah.
They got to bring the Waynes into it somehow.
So
but-
yeah, I see a little bit what you're saying. Like, it feels like Jesus that this is the first time that this guy's finally getting to that point. But on my side, I actually thought it made sense. There's just this guy that just constantly beat down. He just kind of takes it, and eventually, and you kind of feel bad for him. The first two guys that he kills, because you're like, okay, it's self-defense, and he went a little bit overboard, but I can see it. But it's when he chases after the third guy and shoots him, like, okay, like
yeah, but that's what
you're past that point of
that's
no
what you
return.
expect from a Joker character.
No, I get it. My girlfriend saw it. Like, I went to see it with her, and she didn't like it because she was expecting more murder.
Yeah.
Like, she was like, I wanted more crazy. I wanted more over the top.
I share that sentiment though. Like, yeah, like it's the Joker. We've seen like the craziest thing we've seen the Joker do cinematically right now, right? Is like Dark Knight.
Yeah, and that's great.
And he sets up those two bombs on those two boats and tells one to blow up the other one. That's the Joker. That's what the Joker does. That's a great Joker moment. And he forces Batman to do something he doesn't want to do.
So, you know what? I will say that this movie, to me, can be appreciated if you took out actually less Batman, the better, because it distances itself from the actual Joker. If this was if this was any other movie, but he wasn't Joker, you know what I mean? Like, taking everything out. It's just a guy that, and it's kind of, it feels very homage to Martin Scorsese films. It's stronger.
But then the movie wouldn't work at all because then you're just like you're flat out stealing from DC and Martin Scorsese.
I just mean the whole it's in a weird spot for me.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not the Joker movie I was expecting, and it's not, it can't stand on its own 2 feet.
No.
But at the same time, I did enjoy watching it and like going through the journey with him. But there's definitely a lot of places you're just like, this is weird. Like, this would never happen. Like the whole movement felt way too fast and like way too big. Like, and then like the car crash at the end, they pull him out. I thought he was dead. And then I'm like, oh, he's alive. Then he's standing. Like, that felt weird to me. Like, I was like, no. But things I like was like those dudes just getting straight up shot. I was like, oh, damn. The dude getting straight up knifed. Like, it's sort of coming that they're going to kill De Niro. But when it happens, you're like, okay, good. I'm glad they did it.
That was straight out of Dark Knight Returns.
Is it actually?
Pretty well, yeah. Like,
I don't remember. Again, you're more of the comic.
yeah, and he goes on the talk show when he's Joker, kind of retired.
Right.
then he's just like, I've killed lots of people. And he's like, I'm gonna kill everyone in this room, and then he fucking has the poison gas thing and poison gases everybody in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great Joker moment, but I don't know. I just think they could have done better, and I also just think I wish DC would just lean into them being DC.
Yeah, I know.
I'll just finish.
Yeah, of
that
course.
thought,
Let's finish this.
Like Marvel does a good job of just being unapologetically a comic book movie.
Because that's like, Kevin Feige of going like he's a fan of the comics.
It's like, yeah, Captain America, like Steve Rogers did a needle, and now he's super buff and he's at this weird power level. I think the Joker just needs to exist. We don't need these origin stories. The Joker is a crazy wild.
The Joker never really had an origin story. That's the thing. He never really had a name.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's better. The unknown
comes out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Right? It's that serial killer in all horror movies, right? Like we don't really need to know their origins. Yeah. It's just some dude in a mask killing people, and that's scary.
Yeah, it's the unpredictability of it, and
that's where the Dark Knight rises.
Yeah,
where the Joker falls flat on that aspect.
So I just wish DC would lean into it. I will say before I get done shitting on it, I will say they got Gotham right, very much so. Mm-hmm. They got the setting of Gotham right, and I do think a Batman movie set in that Gotham, the 1970s.
That would be sweet.
I think that's where you start your reboot your DCU, and you
from the 70s,
and you use Batman to build out to a Justice League type thing through the help.
And then you have like that Justice League in like late 80s. Like,
yeah, that would be really cool, and that would fit well with like Wonder Woman's like timelines. It would fit well with.
But unfortunately, that will never happen.
The Green Lantern timelines, it would fit well with.
Well, yeah, because then you can straight up do a Top Gun from the 80s. You got the Green Lantern aspect. It just.
Well, yeah,
it works well.
There's so much they could do. I don't know. I just feel so disappointed because I love DC.
Now that you brought it up, I'm like, man, now I want a 70s Batman.
It would work. It would work really, really well.
Like 70s gritty, that 70s filmmaking style Batman.
Yeah, film noir, like, and it's not an action movie. It's like a detective movie.
Yeah, because go back to the Detective Comics.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's what I thought of the film.
So yeah, Adam,
would you watch it again?
Not in a while. Like I think I would watch it if I'm in the mood of watching like the DCEU, which I know this one's technically not part of it. If you want the best DCU up to date, it's Shazam. And that's not saying much, but you know what? Shazam is great because of the fact that it's kind of its own standalone thing. Yeah. And that's what everything should be. And that's what the Joker tried to be, but I think it would be made stronger with either less or more Batman.
Yeah, there's no middle. It's like either it works or it doesn't.
Either no Batman or put more Batman in there.
It would have been even cool if Batman was in the city and he's doing
like it's like his beginning start, and it's like
yeah.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is like Batman's gonna be like 30 and Joker's gonna be in his 70s.
Well, that's
what's going on here.
So that doesn't work. So that's what I thought too. Like I just think it would have been if at the end when he crashes that thing and he's escaped, if just like you just see the boots and the back of the cowl. They don't even need to cast anyone as Batman. You just see that smash down on the hood, and you just see like the fist of Batman smack.
Voiced by Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, that would be even better. That thing happens, punches Joker in his stupid face, and then you like see him in Arkham, and then you set up the best next movie.
The Batman.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I thought.
All right, well, that's good enough for.
Yeah, let's know what you think on in the comments or on Instagram or Twitter, and be happy to hear your side. I don't know. That's just my thoughts, but
yeah, I mean,
if you liked it, that's good. I'm glad you liked it.
These things are always better when we're not having the same.
That's true. Yeah,
right?
When we agree, they're terrible podcasts. We went over like a bunch. Okay, thanks for listening, folks.
Game over, man. Game over.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lost Commentary, on Instagram at Raiders of the Lost Commentary, and like us on Facebook.
I'll be back.